All right, looking at writing and solving word problem equations. So kind of a few reminders for words that relate to addition. So there's plus, add, more than, the sum of. The words that relate to subtraction, less than, minus, subtract. And remember if it's less than, so if it was 4 less than 5, that is actually would actually be written as 5 minus 4. The less than always comes after the second number. Okay, then words that relate to multiplication, times, twice as many, the product, a certain number of, so 4 of x. Okay, and then words that relate to division, split between, fractional value of a variable, so 1/3, 1/4, 1/5 of x, or quotient of. So we just kind of remember to use those words to guide us as what's going on in the problem. Okay, and then the other thing is you're going to be setting up your equations with the total on one side and everything that equals up to that total on the other side. So the first one, you have $22 to spend at an amusement park. Okay, so the total amount we have to spend is $22.85. So that is our total. So how we're going to use that up is going to be equal to kind of what comes next in the word problem. Okay, so you have $22.85 to spend at the amusement park. All right, and the admission costs $12.50. Okay, so then you've got $12.50. So that you're going to have to. So $12.50 gets used just for admission. Okay, how many rides can you ride if each ticket costs 75 cents? Okay, so then we would say our cost is the admission plus the cost of our tickets and that times the number of rides. So now we have our two-step equation. So we don't know how many rides, that's what we're trying to solve for, so that's our variable. And now we've set it up, we're going to use two steps. So we take away the $12.50 from both sides. And that leaves us with, we have $10.35 to spend on rides. Okay, and that's 75 cents per x. So now our last step, we're multiplying x by 0.75. So to undo that, we have to divide both sides by 0.75. That's going to cancel out. So then we're left with x equals, and that is going to be 0.75 can go into 10.35. Okay, once again with decimals we have to make it a whole number. So we move our decimals over 2 spots to get that whole number. And if we need to, there's that infinite number of zeros behind. Okay, so now it is 75 can go into 103. So that would be once. That would be 75. I'm going to move this up so I have a little more room here. Okay, so 103 minus 75, that is going to be a difference of 20. Sorry, this becomes a 9, this becomes a 13. 13 minus 5 is going to give us 8. So now we bring down that 5. Now we have 285. 75 can go into that. Let's see, would that be 3? 4 times would be 35, or sorry, 300. So that would have to be 3. 3 times 75 is 225. Bring this down. Then the difference is going to be, just 60. Okay, so when we're talking about number of rides you can go on, 13 is the number of rides you could go on. There's going to be a point, but you can't go on half a ride. So we could stop right here and say that x equals 13. Okay, you are making a cabinet for your kitchen. The length of the wall you need to cover is 102 inches long. So that 102, that's total length. So we'll write 102 equals. Okay, so now what's going to take up that 102 inches? It says you are going to put an oven that is 30 inches wide in the center of the wall with a cabinet on each side. So then there's going to be a cabinet on each side. Okay, if the cabinets are the same size and take up the remaining wall space, what is the width of the cabinets? Okay, so here I drew a picture that just kind of helps me think of how to set this up. So on the bottom here, the total length is 102 inches. I've got my oven right here at 30 inches, and then I have 2 cabinets that are the same length. We don't know what those are, so those are our x's, or those are our variables. So now we know that 102 inches is going to be filled by 2 x's plus 30 inches. Okay, so now we've covered everything. There's the 2 x's and the 30 inches for the oven. And we know that that all has to fit on a wall. That's 102 inches. So 2-step equation. First we undo our addition. So to undo adding 30, we minus 30 to both sides. So you are now left with 72. That equals 2x. So we've done our first step. Second step, we need to undo our multiplication. So to undo multiplication of 2, we divide by 2. Once again, 2 divided by 2 will give us 1. 1 times x will just give us x. And what we do to one side, we have to do to the other. So now we divide 72 by 2. And we should get 36 inches equals x. So our cabinets are going to be 36 inches wide. Okay, last one. You set up both. That should be a booth at the Art Walk selling pottery mugs you made. Okay, it costs $50 to set up a booth, and you sell your mugs for $8.50 each. Okay, how many mugs do you need to sell to make a profit of $566? Okay, so our goal is to make $566. Okay, we're going to make our money by selling our mugs at $8.95. Okay, so that comes from there. So this is how we're making our money, and depending on the number of mugs we sell is going to be dependent on, or for each mug we sell, we're going to get $8.95. So we don't know how many we need to sell, but we're going to times that by 8.95. Okay, then the other thing is we have to pay $50. So if we have to pay $50, that's going to be minus. So it costs. So when it costs you something, that's a negative amount. So you have your $50 right there. So to find our profit is going to be the amount of mugs we sell minus that $50. So two-step equation, we have to undo the subtraction first. So we have to add $50 to both sides. Okay, those are going to cancel out that $50, leaving us with, no, that's not 6. Oh, that should be 616. So $616 is what we need to make a profit of $566. So you have $8.95. Now we need to just solve for x. So we have to undo our multiplication of 8.95. So we divide by 8.95. Divide by 8.95. And what we are left with is, I believe it is, should be 40 equals x. Now we can check that by taking 8.95 times 40. And nope, I can tell that's going to be wrong already. That should be 80. Okay, so 0 times 5 is 0, 0, 0. Bring down our 0. 8 times 5 is 40, carry the 4. 8 times 9 is 72, plus that will be 76. Carry the 7. 8 times 8 is 64. Plus 7 would be 'so nope, I did that wrong.